You can just go to start at the start.
From the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, it should go straight there. Press the button. Let's see. Oh, okay. Alright, now your recording command is just do it.
Okay.
Now that mistakes, just keep them going until it's finished.
Okay. Fine. Hello and welcome back to week 3 of our challenge. So, who did their snack homework? Last week we talked about combining a little carbohydrates with some protein to fill you up with your looking at approximately 100 to 150 calories. And you had some ideas, you had some examples from your list there you could try. So did anyone try any snacks this week? Any protein snacks and any ideas that you'd like to share it with everybody? Please let us know what your snack ideas are and share them with everybody else. That'd be wonderful. So this week we're going to be talking about metabolism. So what is metabolism? Well, it's the chemical processes that happen within our body to sustain life. So understanding basal metabolic rate. The basal metabolic rate refers to the number of calories used by a body at rest to keep all the vital organs functioning. So it allows you to breathe, keep your blood pumping, keep your brain functioning, helps you to digest food, extract energy from food, pass urine, plus much more. So where do we burn the majority of our calories? Yes, we burn calories through exercise and daily activities, but the majority of the calories are burnt at your basal metabolic level. So think of your body as 2 compartments. Compartment number 1 is your body fat compartment. Compartment number 2 is your fat-free compartment that combines fluid, tissue, and muscle. This side determines your basal metabolic rate. So that is your fat-free compartment. The fluid, the tissue, and your muscle. This determines your basal metabolic rate. So if you think every kilo of fat-free mass burns 30 calories per day, that every kilo of that fat-free mass will burn 30 calories per day. So let's look at scenario 1. How would that look at somebody who is 68 kilos? Their body fat compartment is 23 kilos, and their fat-free compartment is 45 kilos. That's fluid, tissue, and muscle. So that person is going to burn 1,400 calories at rest per day, plus more if you include exercise and activity. Scenario 2. So, sorry, you will still weigh in at 68 kilos, but a different composition. So, this time your body fat compartment is 11 kilos, and your fat-free compartment is 57 kilos. That's fluid, tissue, and muscle. So this time, you will burn 1,750 calories at rest per day, plus more if you include exercise and activity. So you can see, by decreasing the body fat compartment and increasing your fluid, your tissue, and your muscle, you will burn a lot more calories, 1,750 calories per day. That's at rest, not including exercise. So to boost your metabolism, we talk about, you do 30 minutes of exercise a day that help minimize weight gain and raise your metabolic rate. If you strength train 3 times a week to increase muscle mass. So if you work on building your basal metabolic rate and also boosting your metabolism, that would help you to build an extra 5 kilos of lean body mass, which will equal an extra 150 calories a day on top of the calories that you use to exercise. So by increasing your muscle mass by 5 kilos, or your lean body mass by 5 kilos, you will burn an extra 150 calories a day. Do's and the don'ts. Do not eat less than 1,200 calories a day, or you'll slow down your metabolism. Eat breakfast every day, keep reviving your metabolic rate, and have a supply of protein-powered healthy snacks on hand to keep revving up that metabolism throughout the day. The truth and myths about metabolism. Myth number 1, aging slows the metabolism. The truth is people tend to put on weight as they age, but that has more to do with exercising less vigorously, therefore less calories are burned each day. As activity lessens, muscle mass shrinks, and this shrinks the body's fat-free compartment, lowering the metabolic rate. So the solution is cardiovascular exercise that will help burn calories, and resistance training will conserve or build up muscle. Myth number 2, you're stuck with the metabolism. You're stuck with the metabolism you have and can't change it. Well, the truth is, lifestyle has a lot to do with the calories you burn. Some people look like they can eat whatever they like and never gain weight. And maybe they make better food choices and move more in general. Some fidget with hand gestures. Wiggle a foot while sitting cross-legged compared to heavier people who tend to sit compared to heavier people who tend to sit still more and hardly move. So the solution is to try and move more when not exercising. Get busy dusting and cleaning. It stretches you. You all have houses, you can clean it and then 24 hours again, and you clean it again. Walk often and do stretches. Go outside, have healthier food choices, and do what you're taught. Myth number 3, cutting slows your metabolism. What's the point in cutting back? Well, the truth is it's relatively small, the effect on your metabolic rate of cutting calories. And the solution is by becoming more active and eating healthier, protein-balanced food. We can preserve the rate of body's burn calories. Food choices make all the difference, and doesn't that salad look fantastic? So let's look at how different food choices affect our energy, our eating patterns, our hunger, and even our blood sugar levels. So let's look at, if you were to have a meal with refined sugars, simple carbohydrates like rice, pasta, fruit juice, and white potatoes. Well, you can see you get a great boost, filling you up straight away with all those carbs, and a great fantastic boost of energy. However, as you can see by the chart, within 10 minutes, that energy level's gone bang, straight back down again. Plus, you'll be feeling hungry pretty quickly after those carbs because you burn them up so quickly. You'll be looking for more food, and your energy levels will go straight down. So then we have a meal with complex carbohydrates of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, whole oatmeal, brown rice, whole wheat pasta, whole wheat bread. Okay, so that's going to give you a bit more of an energy boost, and it's going to fill you up as well. But your energy is not going to last too long. By about 30 or 60 minutes, your energy and hunger controls will start to drop again. And you'll start feeling hungry again with those complex carbohydrates. Again, you burn them up quickly, and it won't last too long. 30 to 60 minutes, you're going to be starting feeling a bit peckish again, and plus your energy levels are going to drop. Not the most ideal for a weight loss regime. The next one we have is the lean protein, like the chicken, the fish, the lean beef, egg whites, and soy products. So that's giving you, as you can see, a lot better hunger control on the chart there, and also a lot better energy levels. So that will last you up to 2 to 3 hours, which is an awful lot better than the complex carbohydrates. However, as you can see by the chart, the energy levels and the hunger control will start to drop off again quickly. Not as quickly as the complex carbohydrates, however, it will start to drop off again. So you get 2 to 3 hours, which isn't long enough. When you're on a weight loss regime, you need something to last you a lot longer and give you a lot more energy. So you'd be looking to go for the lean protein plus the complex carbohydrates. So when you combine them both, like for instance meal replacement shakes or balanced meals and balanced snacks, by combining both the lean protein and the complex carbohydrates, well, you can see at the top of the chart there, it's giving you the most great hunger control and the most great energy booster. Not only that, it actually keeps you going for longer. So you can see by the chart the energy boosting and the hunger control doesn't start to drop off, it keeps you going. By combining the protein with the complex carbohydrate, it helps to keep those energy and hunger levels at bay. The best choice to keep your hunger balanced by combining both of them. And the best combination is our meal replacement shake, because it's all worked out for you. And if you want to add protein for muscle gain on top of your shake, you can add an extra 5 grams of protein per dessert spoon at only 20 calories. And if you combine that with your protein shake, that made in skimmed milk, that will be another 19 grams of protein, and that will equal 24 grams of protein with only 1.5 grams of fat. So that's an excellent choice for wanting to lose weight. It combines the complex carbohydrates with the protein together as a balanced meal. And plus, our protein powder is fantastic just to add to anything you want. You can shake it on your cereal in the morning, you can make up sauces with it, you can make up protein snacks with it, you can add it to absolutely anything you want. It's tasteless, and it's only 20 calories per dessert spoon. And each dessert spoon is 5 grams of protein. So that's a fantastic way of adding protein to your diet. So it's a fantastic way of adding protein to your diet. So this is all increasing your muscle by increasing protein will help to increase your muscle. And the other way of increasing your fat-free compartment is by increasing your hydration levels. So we're going to talk about water works. Plenty of water is essential to weight control. It helps to process nutrients, helps to keep proper balance of fluids, and it helps to maintain normal circulation. So, for instance, your brain consists of 85% water. So, if you're having a brain fog or just not thinking clearly, maybe you're just dehydrated and you need to drink more water. Helps to regulate your body temperature. It makes up to 83% of your blood. Helps to remove waste. It accounts for 22% of bone. Helps to cushion joints. Helps to carry nutrients and oxygen to cells. It moistens oxygen for breathing. And I do know if people with asthma issues, if they're more hydrated, it helps with their breathing. It certainly helps with asthma issues. Also helps to convert food into energy, protects and cushions vital organs, helps the body absorb nutrients, and makes up to 75% of the muscles. And I don't know if you've ever found if you've got achy muscles, if you're dehydrated, you can get achy muscles. And often that helps by more hydrated to stop people get cramps from dehydration as well. But are you thirsty? Can you become thirst aware? If you feel thirsty, you need to drink water. Sometimes we eat food and really we're just thirsty. So if you're thinking, I might be feeling a bit peckish, I feel like something to eat, try and have a glass of water instead. It might be just that you actually need to drink water. And if you're craving carbohydrates, again, it could be just that you're thirsty. Try drinking a glass of water and feel that close to the carbohydrates craving. And ironically, eating high sugar foods makes you thirsty. And I do know if my kids eat a lot of lollies, they're going drinking those in water afterwards. There's also water in foods like fruit and vegetables, but it's not enough to replace what we lose. The ideal aim is to aim for 2 litres of water a day. So if you start there, it's a good way to start, and you can start increase from there if you want to. So what we see as coaches using our body scales is your body needs to be about 60 to 80% of your body mass should be water. So again, 60 to 80% of your body mass should be water. What we see as coaches using our body scan scale is if a person weighs on the body scan and say 30 to 40% is their water levels, we find it's very hard for them to lose weight at 30 to 40% fluid levels. Weight loss works better closer to 50%, and performance is even better closer to 60%. So what we do as wellness coaches to help people increase their hydration levels, they try taking Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. So what we see as wellness coaches that the 2 to 3% as wellness coaches, we have seen an increase of 2 to 3% water levels over a 3-month period when using half a teaspoon of Celtic salt in a glass of water daily. So that's 2 to 3% water levels over a 3-month period. But if you're like me and you don't really like drinking seawater, you can go for the hydrate. That's what I have every day. And as well as coaches, we've seen an increase of 2 to 3% water levels over a 1-month period using the Herbalife Hydrate. It tastes a lot better than drinking the salty water, and it really has helped me to increase my water levels. So, as you drink, keep calm and drink up, and just remember you're going to be hydrating your whole body, helping your brain, helping your muscles, helping your lungs, helping your bones, your joints, everything. And with our hydrate, it absorbs down to the cell level. So often, water alone can mean extra trips to the toilet, and the cells may not absorb the extra fluid initially. Celtic salt does work, but it takes up motion. 24 hydrate works up to 3 times faster, and it tastes great too. And you'll be absorbing that water straight down to the cell level, which is what you want to get the most benefit. So traditional weight loss and the latest diets have had one focus: to decrease your body weight. Incorrect weight loss can lead to an unhealthy body and also weight regain. And I'm sure, well, like myself in the past, any weight loss machines I've tried in the past, often you put the weight straight back on again because the traditional diets are just focused on losing the kilos at any cost sometimes. So initially the weight loss seems great, you've lost the kilos, but if you look closer, you might find you've actually lost your muscle. So that would mean a decrease in the old phase and metabolic rate, as I explained earlier. It also affects organ and system function, strength, the posture by losing that muscle, and possibly a loss of energy. Also, if you look closer, you might find that the water levels have actually decreased. That's going to affect the chemical processes for slowing it. It's going to affect organ and system function. The cell nutrition exchange slows, and energy loss, and more. And as a result of all that, we also find often with an increase in body fat. So your kilos might be down, but your body fat is up. And your kilos are down because you've lost your muscle and lost your water levels. And hence you would have decreased your basal metabolic rate. Hence your weight loss may not continue to be successful. The body transformation formula looks like this. We increase the muscle mass. There's no exact formula, just increase your muscle mass. You increase your hydration, as I mentioned earlier, and it's very hard for people to lose weight if the hydration levels are about 30 to 40%. The weight loss works better, closer to 50%, and performance is even better, closer to 60%. And then you will find people's body fat has decreased at the same time. And this is going to be a mental challenge for a lot of people, because a lot of people focus on just decreasing their kilos. But you've got to remember that muscle weighs more than fat, and sometimes the kilos may increase. But normally that's just from muscle. Your muscle has increased. Body fat normally decreases, and as you can see from the picture there, fat pound to pound, well, the muscle, which actually weighs more, actually takes up less space than the fat. And that concludes our talk this week about increasing your basal metabolic rate. I hope you found it useful. And for next week's topics, if you want to have your printouts ready, if you go to week 4, and the password is Formula 1. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Andrew, how do I share it and save it? Hey, Andrew. How do I save it? Andrew? Hey, Andrew? Andrew? How do I save it? I stopped the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's just playing or something.